Hey everyone, I'm just going to do a real short video here. Once again, I've done a couple in the past, but hey, people have short attention spans these days, right? So I figured let's do another one. So this video is just going to be touching down on the fact that when I put anything that I got to say, whether it's in video form or in a comment section or a post I've made on social media, if you're the type of person that wants to counter or have a conversation or debate me in regards to what I put forth or the premise or the positions I take or the principles that I hold, then don't try to do it in comment form. I've tried to tell people this so many times before. You can't have a properly nuanced conversation in text form. And if you're on social media, if you haven't come to that realization at this point in time, it tells me that, well, you're just not paying attention, or you're lying about the fact that you've been on social media before. Because, I mean, look out there. I've seen the evidence, folks. You can have these kind of discussions, debates, or dialogues in text form because humans were never meant to. Okay, through all of human history, folks, all of it, right? All of it, since we've been communicating with each other, has been predominantly in the verbal sphere. You know, I mean, if you want to go way back to when we were just grunting, right? But no, for the bulk of modern human communication, I guess I should have properly articulated that, because I guess most people would say, well, yeah, what about back when we were... This is the crazy thing. Do I really have to... This is the insane part about people like myself. We're held to the most ridiculous standards these days. Like libertarians, the people that are putting forth critical thought and a proper philosophy in regard to what it is to be a free human being, we're held to the most ridiculous standards where we have to perfect everything we say. We can't leave even the slightest inkling that we haven't covered the subject 100% perfected, right? Meanwhile, everyone else, other than libertarians, everyone else out there seems to be, you can just put forth whatever bullshit, emotional-based or an emotional-laden rhetoric that you espouse, or ideologically driven narrative. I mean, it's just, those people are held to like the most basic, or those standards that are way, way, way down here. Libertarians are, like I said, we're held to the standard like, well, we're not going to pivot towards libertarianism until you've shown that with 100% clear and concise language that you can make sure 100% that you've covered every area of social economic lives, and that it's much better in every area, in every aspect, in every regard than like what's currently functioning as governance, you know, whether it's Canada, the US. Really? Well, if you keep waiting for perfection, yeah, well, no wonder we're continuing on this race to the lowest common denominator, where the authoritarians now seem to have the pretense of having the most authority among us, because you're trying to hold probably some of the best people out there to the most ridiculous extreme standards of perfection, while everyone else basically gets a free pass because, hey, they're part of your team or your collective or your tribe. Anyways, like I say, if you want to have a conversation with me, I'm always willing. I've said this in past videos. I'm always willing. But if it's going to happen, it's going to happen in like audio, video form. I mean, I'll do just the audio. So if you just want to talk to me in like a Skype call and you don't want to show your face, right? Or even in a phone call, because that's another thing. I've decided to get a whole new phone line now so that I can actually start putting the phone number out there. As soon as I get it all set up, I'll start putting the phone number out there. So we can even talk just in audio form. But at the very least, for us to be able to have a genuine discussion, yeah, I'm not going to do it in text form. Well, I mean, if it's just a quick answer, right? Sure, right? If it can be done in a few sentences. But yeah, I'm not going to think about it. When you're putting forth that, oh, well, how come you're not answering me? Put it this way, think about this. I'm all about efficiency too, right? As someone that actually cares about saving people's times and efforts, you know, I do care about that stuff. So I'm not, if every person that ever showed up on one of my social media pages, I sat and wrote, you know, novel-length comments or rebuttals or responses to the rhetoric or the post that they put there or the comments they put themselves, if I did that for every single person that argued or wanted to counter what I stand for, my principles or my positions, I'd never get anything done. Doing it in audio form or video form in real time means that, you know, in an hour or two, we can cover a lot. You know, not where you have to constantly respond. Like you send a message and you go away for an hour or two, and then I'm like, I responded, and then I got to wait for you to, okay, 2 hours later, oh, they finally got back to me. And I mean, I've seen comments where it would have taken 10 minutes to do it in like this kind of format. Meanwhile, it took 8-9 hours to do it in texting back and forth or comments, and half of the iterations of the concept as far as how we were interacting was completely misrepresented, misconstrued, and it actually caused more division, more argument that really took away from the original argument. So, no, folks, come on. You're human. I'm human. We're all human after all. Let's talk to each other. Let's actually talk to each other using our words, right? And so that you can see the expressions on my face. Let's deal with each other the way humans naturally do. I mean, sure, maybe someday in some dystopian or utopian future, we'll all just be just reading each other's minds or just conveying our thoughts in text form perfected or perfectly, but yeah, we're not there yet. So let's use our words, folks. Let's use our words. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.